Good morning, this is Dr. Rajesh Yadav. Today we will study about the digestion in the stomach. So now we will discuss hormonal regulation of the hydrochloric acid, neuronal regulation of the hydrochloric acid, some discussion about the esophagus sphincter, structure of the stomach, hunger pains, glands in the stomach, type of the gland in the stomach, type of the cell in the glands. So this is the gastrointestinal tract, which is shown the mouth. The food will come through the mouth to the esophagus, and through the esophagus it reaches to the stomach, and through the stomach it will digest. Protein digestion occur in the stomach, and then it will enter into the small intestine, and through the small intestine it goes into the large intestine. So finally the undigested material will come out from the anus. And these are the liver and pancreas, that is accessory organs which help in the digestion. Okay, so the regulation of the hydrochloric acid. So endocrinal regulation. That means the hormone which is responsible for the regulation of the hydrochloric acid, it is called endocrinal regulation. So when we are taking the food, so the protein when coming to the stomach, it will stimulate the pyloric gland which release gastrin hormone, and this gastrin hormone stimulate ECL cells, that is the enterochromaffin like cells, and these cells release the histamine, and finally histamine stimulate oxyntic cell which secrete the hydrochloric acid. So I can also show here the ray diagram of the same mechanism of the endocrinal and neuronal regulation. So first one is the endocrinal regulation, which we have already discussed this, and second is the regulation neuronal regulation. So in this neuronal regulation, vagus neurons, that is the 10th cranial nerve, and it secretes acetylcholine neurotransmitter, which is excitatory neurotransmitter, and it will stimulate the oxyntic cells, and these oxyntic cells release the hydrochloric acid. And in this way we can regulate the hormonal and endocrinal regulation of HCl. So in this figure I have shown here about the parietal cell or oxyntic cell which secrete hydrochloric acid, and the energy is required, so large number of mitochondria is present in the parietal cells, and here is the canaliculi. So whatever the oxyntic cells secrete hydrochloric acid, it come into the canaliculi, and these are the mucus cells. So the pH of the gastric acid is 1.5 to 3.5 because acid is very highly acidic in nature, and in the human stomach lumen, the acidity being maintained by the proton pump or hydrogen potassium ATPase. The parietal cell release bicarbonate into the bloodstream in the process, which cause the temporary rise in the pH in the blood. So it is also known as alkaline type. A typical adult human stomach secretes 1.5 liter of the gastric acid daily, and in infants and toddlers the gastric acid also contains renin enzyme which cause the protein digestion in infants, and this renin enzyme is not present in the adult, so it is a specific property of the renin enzyme. I have just shown about the structure of the esophageal sphincter, which is present at the junction of the esophagus and stomach. So that will help to stop the gastric acid from stomach to the esophagus or through the mouth. So we have already discussed about this peristaltic movement. Now come to the hunger construction. So there is a rhythmical peristaltic contraction occurs in the stomach that will create the hunger pains. So hunger pains usually do not begin until 12 to 24 hours after the last ingestion of the food. In the starvation, they reach their greatest intensity in 3 to 4 days. So next one, the glands in the stomach. There are two types of the gland, oxyntic gland and pyloric gland. Oxyntic glands contain three types of the cells: chief cell or peptic cells, which release the pepsinogen enzyme. Second is the oxantic cell. It is also called parietal cells. It will secrete the hydrochloric acid and intrinsic factor. And third one is mucous neck cell, which will secrete the mucin. Another gland, that is pyloric gland, it covers only 20% part of the stomach, while oxantic gland cover the 80% of the stomach. So the pyloric gland release only mucus and one hormone, that is a gastrin hormone, that will responsible for the stimulation of the uh, histamine, and histamine will release the hydrochloric acid. So this is the structure of canaliculi in the parietal cell, and the acid is come into the canaliculi and come out through the canaliculi. Thank you.